Thorrablot is the midwinter feast traditionally held in Iceland and other Scandinavian countries. However, it is celebrated throughout Europe and the Americas by Norse pagans. This corresponds with the fourth month called Thori on the Icelandic calendar, meaning winter. 2023 dates are January 20th through February 18th. Thor, often portrayed carrying his hammer, is the Norse god of thunder, lightning, and trees. He symbolizes strength, power, and protection of mankind. Thorrablot was a sacrificial celebration to honor the gods. It was abolished by conquering Christians during the 8th to 11th centuries and resurrected in the late 1800s to honor and remember the history and culture of the Vikings. Written accounts date back to the 1700s from practitioners who were keeping the stories alive. Feasting, music, and games are popular ways to celebrate. A variety of musical instruments have been found in Viking settlements, including the panpipe, wooden flutes, drums, lyre, and others. The celebration coincides with the month of Thori in the 13th week of winter. The month of Thori is named for a Norwegian king and also a reference to Thor, the god of thunder. The lineage of King Thori has been debated as to whether he was a historical person. His name appears in many well known medieval poems, including Beowulf in the early 11th century. Some believe that Thori was the king of Kevinland, present day Norway, and Gotland, present day Finland, from 320 to 365. Winter is a long season in the north. The weather is cold and the daylight hours are short. People needed community and activities to keep their mental and physical health up. The first modern celebration of Thorrablot was said to happen in 1893 by a group of college students. It corresponded with the Icelandic independence movement and the people of Iceland reclaiming their heritage. As winter grew closer, the people of the north gathered their flocks and herds, bringing them in from the fields to the safety and comfort of barns. Animals were sacrificed to the gods, and meat was salted down or smoked for winter meals. Grasses were gathered so they would have food for the winter. Breeding stock and pets were fed throughout the winter. During the cold, snowy days of winter, there was little fresh food to eat. The Norse depended on their stores of preserved foods to get them through the winter. The month of Thori meant that they were halfway through winter. Toward the end of the month, they planned a community feast. Family and clansmen were important. So, how can you celebrate? Some traditional Icelandic foods that are served at present day Thorrablot celebrations include smoked lamb, sheep's head, fermented Greenland shark, whale blubber, dark rye bread, and a schnapps style liquor that is referred to as Black Death. They also feasted on ram's testicles. You may consider many of these foods weird or even gross, but as the winter was waning, people were eating basically the leftovers and food that was preserved well. Substituting with fish or lamb is perfectly okay. I will put in the description a link to an Icelandic cookbook. Are you a vegetarian? Some popular non meat options that the Nordic people ate in the past and today are rhubarb, seaweed, lovage, turnips, and mushrooms. Give a toast in honor of Thor. Hail to the mighty Thor, master of the sky and storms, protector of the people of the earth. We drink this draught to honor you. During the feast, people often get up and recite poetry or tell stories. The Icelandic people are very well read, and it's the most literate country in the world. This literacy stems from a long oral history of storytelling. Celebrate with dancing and music. You may want to dedicate an altar to Thor during this time. We have a very popular article on the website listing how Eric Olson put together a Norse pagan altar. For an altar to Thor, you would want things that are meaningful to him. His colors are red and blue. We know he loves his goats and a hearty mead and his hammer. A statue of Thor and something representing him and his hammer are all good. Two fun holidays bookend the month long holiday in Iceland. On January 20th, Bon Dagdador, or Men's Day, is celebrated. This marks the start of the season. Konudagor is Women's Day and celebrates the start of the month Goa on February 22, 2023. Both seasons are days to honor the loved ones of that gender in our lives. The holidays are compared to Valentine's Day in the States. Traditionally, both men and women give and receive flowers and other small gifts. Check out this video on creating a basic working altar. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks to everyone who filled out the survey in the latest newsletter and shared topics that would be of interest to you. Thanks for watching and have a very witchy day.